I'm curious. So for Irish people, the apple cider vinegar is like something people done in each household in old days.
Yes, yeah. It's very famous old recipe. So they would harvest the apples, juice them, and just leave them to ferment and become vinegar. And then they recognized and discovered after many years that it cured so many different things. So it is a tradition in Ireland to take this every morning. The sad thing is that now you can buy apple cider vinegar in health food shops, but it isn't the proper cider vinegar that your grandmother used to make. Why? Because it's made from apples that are sprayed with chemicals. Even the organic ones are sprayed with copper sulfate or sulfur, and this sulfur is on the apple, and so when you juice the apple, you cannot ferment it reliably. So they put sulfur dioxide in. This is even permitted with organic farming to sterilize the juice. And then they introduce an artificially sort of laboratorily isolated yeast to produce cider. Now that's a cider which has only got one microbe in it, whereas my ciders have got all the microbes in it. 1 teaspoonful of soil from my orchard, they reckon has 10 billion microbes in it.
Yeah, maybe more.
Yeah, and they've only identified about 2%. They've only named 2%. So scientists who tell you that they know what's going on, they're guilty of hubris. And this isn't the age of hubris. You got to know what you're talking about, or people you'll be found out. So our vinegar is made from the natural microbes, and one of the reasons that cider vinegar is so therapeutic is that those very microbes that are in the cider vinegar are the same microbes you need in your stomach. And a lot of the problems nowadays come from the fact that our microbes in our stomach are under constant attack from household cleaning agents. You know, they say the cleaning agent kills 99% of household germs. Well, 99% of household germs are actually your friends. And so you imbibe these cleaning agents and they attack the microbes in your stomach. Also preservatives in food. A lot of people eat food with preservatives in it. When I go to a supermarket, I take the jar and I read, and there's some preservative there. And that preservative, what is it for? It's to kill microbes. And you then eat this, it goes into your stomach, and it kills the microbes in your stomach. And this affects the way you think. It causes cancer and all kinds of things. So in order to restore those microbes, to re-inoculate yourself, you drink the vinegar in the morning, and it re-inoculates you with those same microbes that we all share. The orchards, the forests, everything, and us. It's a lovely circular thing.
So, morning is better.
What?
Morning, drinking vinegar in the morning is better. Evening.
No, I think anytime. Because now this is vinegar up to there. And then lots of nice water, but not warm. It must be cold water. And you drink it, and there's no alcohol in it. There's no sugar in it. So it's a very pleasant drink. You must dilute it well, because it is an acid, and the more concentrated it is, the more unpleasant it is. And what you can do is soak herbs in the bottle, in the concentrated bottle. Things like, well, this one here has got lemon verbena in it. You can have rosemary, tarragon. What I love, one of my favorites, is lavender flowers. Just in half a litre of organic cider vinegar, you just put in about 6 or 7 lavender flowers and leave it for a week, and then put it in the bottom of a glass. And it's good. It's a medicine, but it's very nice to drink also.
That's a great idea.
So basically, go back to the beginning. So when you are here, you go to the field every day.
Yeah.
So that you can see the difference.
Yeah, it's fantastic, the things you see. Because
Now, in the news, there's some people developing automated system, so robot can monitor the plant growth, and the robot will pick the fruits and but interaction with the people is plant.
yeah, well, the robot can pick the fruit, that's okay, but the monitoring, what do they monitor? You know, they monitor. There's no place for this in farming for nature. I mean, I go out into the forest every day, orchard or the forest. Okay, but it's really just for my therapy, because if something happens in the forest, if I discover something, I have no tools, I have no weapons. There's very little I can do. For example, I went out once and I found a new caterpillar in the orchard that I'd never seen before. This is about 10 years ago. And the caterpillars were crawling all over some of the branches and some of the trees. And it looked, well, using the eyes of my former self when I was a chemical farmer, when I used to use chemicals, my reaction would have been to go and get an insecticide and spray the orchard and kill these little fellas, you know. But I don't allow myself that weapon anymore. So the only thing I could do was watch, you know. So we watched. And one of the lovely things that happens here is I get a lot of visitors coming to the farm who are very knowledgeable, and they understand what I'm doing, and they just like to see it. And I had some visitors, actually from England, and they said to me that caterpillar was from the little apple ermine moth, which is an endangered moth. It's in danger of going to extinction. Beautiful little moth. And so we left it. The caterpillars then pupated, and they formed themselves into little white mummies hanging from the branch. And of course, other insects came and started to eat them where they were. And the little birds came, and the birds ate them. And eventually I was worried that they would all be eaten and they would not survive. But I needn't have worried, because what happened was next year I had more, and next year I had more. And every year now we look forward to seeing them. And they come very early in the spring. And a month after they've disappeared, flown away, they have left no trace. You won't even find where they were. You know, they've done no damage at all. But the earwigs, which ate a lot of them, they are nice and fat, and they're there cleaning up the orchard, doing their job. And also the little brown birds. The little brown birds, now I'm told, I haven't actually observed this, they will actually time the hatching of their eggs to the arrival of the little apple ermine moth. So the little caterpillar will be there, and they'll be able to feed it to their young. So it's all an enormous complex web of things which we will never understand. There's one you can see, it's fairly easy to observe. But there's all these things happening right down up to the microbial level. You know, where you've got your 10 billion microbes in a teaspoonful of soil. I'm sure you've got the little apple ermine moth sort of thing happening down there, and the interaction with the other microbes in the soil, which we don't know why they're there.